Okay, fine. Yesterday we are seeing just priority, include, exclude, assertions, and some of the annotation attributes.
Mm.
We'll see today groups.
Okay, groups.
Right. Right, groups. If I want to execute multiple days, suppose I have 100 test cases, I want to execute, suppose how to execute it, I have to create the TestNG file,
Mm.
and I have to create all the test cases, I have to add all the modules, then only I can run it.
Okay.
Right, tomorrow someone asked, please run some smoke test cases.
Mm-mm.
Right, I have to create a TestNG file, I have to include all the methods, I have to.
So,
Suppose if we have multiple test cases, you have to write down like this. You have to write each test method,
mm.
test tag you have to write and include the whichever methods you want to execute for smoke.
Mm-mm.
Right. Other than that, we can also do by using the tags concept. We can easily achieve that. Let's suppose we have a admin test. So user test log and test will have right. Check this one. Okay. Suppose in the login test, attributes, we can add a groups. Which group this test case is belongs. It can have multiple groups. Same test case can belongs to multiple
Mm.
groups. Right, it can belong to smooth. Right, I can agree with the sanity. It can also belongs to regression.
Refresh. Mm.
That this test case groups. I can add only for suppose sanity. I want to add it only for sanity.
Mm.
We want regression means every test case. So we have to add regression for
So Venkat, when we are performing the smoke and sanity, Venkat, regression I know, but smoke and sanity in real, I never heard about these two words, smoke and sanity.
smoke and sanity. You did not hear.
I mean I know the definitions, but in the real time when we are doing the testing, we didn't use this sanity testing, smoke testing. Just we are
Mhm.
doing the regression testing only in my last project.
Mhm. Smoke and sanity means like suppose if you anyone asks smoke testing, just a high level, right?
Mm,
Before starting regression, right? Just
mm.
we will do some sanity. That means all the pages are working or not.
Okay, high level. It's same
Right?
kind
We
of
have to
regression,
without
but it's high
verifying
level.
if you without running. Suppose we can run regression also, but suppose pages are not working. That you are
Mm,
waste of time, right? The regression is just we will do high level smoke testing. Then we can start regression. If everything is working fine, we can start regression.
mm.
Right? Sanity means like something functionality. Some of the functionalities are working or not.
Okay.
Right? There are multiple definitions will available in online.
Mm, mm.
Smoke and
Yeah.
sanity. Right? Smoke and sanity like just a high level testing of the before running regression. Some
Regression.
people will do, some people will not do.
Mm, mm. Okay.
Right? In middle of that every regression before deployment, after deployment, you are following agile. Are you
Mm.
following agile or?
No, Venkat, we don't have asylum methods.
Mhm. Whenever they want, people will test it.
Mm, mm.
Mhm. Fine. And then just like this, response and regression, just like this. We have to add for
Mm,
all the test cases like this. We have to add.
mm.
while writing the test cases itself, we have to write down like this. After that, one more is we have user test. Okay, that we give as such. Now, suppose if I want to run, if I run like this, it will run all the test cases. There is no will. All the login test cases will run, all the admin and user all will run. There is no restriction. Now I want to run only particular test cases. Group. I want to run a sanity group. Right, then there is a TestNG. We have a tag called groups.
Okay.
And then we have to give run. And then we have a include. Which group I want to run. Include name of the group. Suppose I want to run. Now it will run only in login test case, only one test case, admin test case, only one test. These two are smoke test cases.
Okay.
Suppose if I want to run a sanity.
So this group tag should be between suit and the test tags, right?
Alright, first we have to give every test tag we have to give. For every test tag we have to give some group.
Groups, okay.
Then while running, just we can include those things. So that what is the advantage, we no need to write while writing test case. If we give the groups, while running it is very easy. Suppose if someone asks to run some particular test cases, and it is very easy to run it. Otherwise, what we have to do, we have to create the TestNG file. We have to include right methods include. We have to create the TestNG file and run it. Right. Other than this we can do this simple way. So just we can write a group stack. We can run all the test cases of sanity. Suppose if I want to run multiple, we can run it. I want to run a smoke and sanity. We can include both that.
Okay.
Right, it will run a smoke and if I want to run regression, we can keep regression. If you want to exclude smoke, you want to run the remaining. Other than smoke, I want to run, then we can exclude. We can have exclude tags or include, same as in methods we have written down. Same.
Okay.
Include and but here groups we can have under groups we can have run and then under them we can have include or exclude.
Exclude. Okay.
Right, fine. Like this we can run the groups. We have to add in the test tags groups, multiple groups we can add. And here in the TestNG file we have to give the groups tag.
Okay. So Venkat, in the groups, if we include some test case, some smoke test cases, okay, and again that in the again we have given the class names right in the before tags between test tags. So those test cases will run again, or it will include in the if it is available in the smoke
Now,
test.
see, out of these test cases, we have given these many modules to run. Whichever is whichever test case has smoke out of this, it will run.
Okay, including
right
this.
From here only, right? It is taking from here only. It is taking and running. It is not taking whole test cases.
Okay.
Only from here only. These three test cases. Right, these test classes, out of these three test classes only, it is picking smoke. It is not picking how. Other than this, we have a lot of other test cases, right? Bank test is there, priority test is there. It is not picking that. Right, we have only out of these three classes only, it will pick smoke.
Okay.
Right,
Oh.
this is not separate, this is not separate.
Okay.
This groups tag will pick from these tags only, these test
Oh.
cases, which are which have a smoke group.
No group. Okay. Okay.
Right, fine.
Mm.
Then parameters. Parameters. I will create one more. Class parameters test. Test. Wide. Suppose login. String username. Password. Instead of writing the username password inside the method itself, I want to send from outside this variable.
Mm.
Right. So we can use the parameters concept. Suppose I want to log in. I just will print out what is username and password. Okay. Suppose if I run like this, right, it will fail with TestNG exception. Something we are not, we have parameters here, but we are not sending those parameters. So it will give dependency injection some error. But it is unable to find this username password. Right. We have to send those parameters from TestNG file.
Okay.
How to send? We have there is a tag called parameter name, and value. We have to pass the name and value. What is the name? Right here, what our name? Here, one more tag will come at the rate parameters. The rate parameters. Inside parameters, we have to give the parameter. Suppose user name. I want to send two parameters, so two. In the curly brackets, first we have to open the brackets and then curly brackets. Then double quotes. This is one parameter. This is one parameters for annotation. Then same name I have to give here. Name, username. What is username? Suppose Lincoln. Then next parameter. Parameter name. Now same whatever here I have given this password. Suppose password. Alright, same name, whatever here we have given, same name here, parameter name we have to give. Then only it will, this value will inject here.
Okay.
Here two parameters we are passing, so we have to two arguments we have to take here. This method should have two arguments. But we cannot run from here because these parameters are coming from TestNG file. So we cannot run from directly from test. It will throw error. At the rate username is required by at the rate test. So we have to run from TestNG file.
Okay.
Right. So username and password are from here TestNG file to test method. It is injected and it is printed here.
Okay.
Right. We can pass from the any parameters from outside instead of code, hard coding from the code. So that tomorrow if we want to change it, we no need to touch the code. Directly we can just here we will change the values. Tomorrow if username password is changed, we can change from here.
Okay. So Venkat, difference between this Java. So in the Java, we are adding the instance variable and assigning to local variable, something like that, right? So instead of using all those stuff, directly we are passing the values in the.
That is different concept. Right. Instance variables, those things are different concept. These are all different concept.
Okay.
And not related. And that is different. Totally.
Okay.
We will see that later once Selenium started, then we'll some real-time example if we do, then only we will understand all those things. This is only testing the features.
Okay.
That here we are learning only TestNG features. How to pass parameters from the TestNG file. Right. In real time, we will not. In real time, what we will pass from here some of the values. Then how to pass it? This feature will in real time once we start Selenium, we will this TestNG those Java concepts we will include them. Right. Then we will understand these concepts we have to use them. Then we will understand them.
Okay.
Right. Username, password. Right. Right. Okay. Suppose sometimes I want to send only username. Right. Suppose if I execute like this. Right. What it will say, it will throw exception. Password is required, but not sent. It is expecting two arguments, two parameters. Username, password. We are sending only one username. So it is throwing exception. Required parameter is password. To make it as a optional, we can make it as a optional. How to make it optional in the login method? Right. At the rate, there is a tag annotation optional. Annotation option. We can add optional. Suppose what is the we can give default value. Suppose we are not sending password. What is the default value it should take? Right. Then we can, if you want empty, we can give empty. If you have anything other than default value, default password, is there anything we can pass?
Okay.
But if I don't pass anything, just whatever default value is there, string, it will print that part. Default value of the string is null. So if I don't pass anything, now it is not throwing exception because we marked it as a optional.
Okay.
Optional means we can either pass or we can ignore.
Ignore. Yes. Okay.
The username must send. You must pass the user. Right. Like this, we can use a parameters concept. Sometimes, suppose we can also, this is global parameter. That means it is visible to all the test tags. Suppose I have only one module. If you have a lot of modules, it will be visible to all the modules. Right? Because we have given after suit tag. So these are all global parameters. These are all visible to all the test tags.
cases. Okay.
Now all the test tags it is visible.
Mhm.
Now we can also give sometimes, suppose I want to use a different password for this particular test case.
Mm.
We can give test local parameters.
Okay.
This is only visible to this test only. Suppose I want to pass admin 123. Right. Globally we have given wildcat 123. Suppose
Mm.
this test want to password admin 123.
Mm.
Now if I execute it, now what will happen? Admin 123 will print. It will take local parameter.
Mm.
If we don't give, it will take a global
Global
parameter.
one.
If
Okay.
inside, if we give specific one, it
It
will
will
take
take
that.
the global. Yeah.
It will override global.
Mhm.
If the key is same, it will override global one.
Mm.
We can have a global parameters or local parameters.
Local parameters. Okay.
Right. One more topic, we have a data provider. Suppose if I want to execute this login test case, right, this login test with multiple types of users. I want to test multiple users, whether admin user, right? Some user applicate based on the user type, we will have restrictions.
Mm.
Right. I want to test all those users whether able to log in application or not.
Mm.
Right. Here we cannot do. Suppose if I want to do like this, right? I have to what I have to do. I have to create inside.
Username, password.
About this is maybe I will call it as a admin login test. I can create one more like this user login. And here I will keep username as admin one.
Mm.
Here I can create user one. Right, like this, I have to create. If I want to test with the 10 users,
Mm.
I have to create 10 times like this. Same method, login method, we are testing with a different username password. I have to create like this 10 times, suppose 100 times.
Mm.
Right, we have to copy it 100 times. It is very difficult.
Mm.
So to avoid this is called data-driven testing. Right. Same
Mm.
functionality we are testing with different sets of data.
Okay.
Right. Same login functionality we are testing with different users. Right.
Mm.
Data-driven testing. So if I want to achieve this, there is a TestNG called data provider. Data provider. And, one test case. Data provider, we have one method. Now I want to pass username password.
Mm.
I want to pass username password differently. Right? Multiple sets of login username password credentials.
Mm.
Different credentials I want to verify login function. Then we can create one data provider. How to create? Suppose I will create a login. It will return two-dimensional object array.
Okay.
Two-dimensional object array we have to return.
Mm.
Suppose login data provider. We can create any number of data providers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then we have to, if we are returning two-dimensional means, we have to create a two-dimensional array.
Correct.
Object array, we have to return it.
Mm.
Right. So we can create a two-dimensional object array with the fixed values. Right. The credentials. Credentials. How to create two-dimensional array fixed values. Right. We have to give like this. We can give username, password. We have to give.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Username, password. Suppose I name. Username admin. Two parameters. So two parameter, 2 by 2 matrix we want.
Mm.
Alright, 2 by 2, two-dimensional array.
Okay.
If you want 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, anything based on our requirement, we can. Some okay, then I want to return this two-dimensional array. Login data provider. Now, this test case, how to know this test case should use this login data provider? We have to inform.
Mm.
For this test case, use this data provider, you will get the data.
Mm.
For that, first we need to give this login data provider at the red data provider.
Mm.
We have to give the some name to the data provider. What is the name of the data provider? We can give any name. Login, suppose. But I have created one data provider.
Mm.
It will provide the data. Data provider means it will get the data in real time. It may get from JD, right, a database or Excel data, JSON data. Maybe sometimes some files it will read the data. It will prepare a two-dimensional object.
Mm.
Now we have given some name, login. Now this name we have to pass in the here. One more attribute we have, data provider. What is the
Okay.
name of the data provider? Login. We have to tell this. From the login data provider, we get the data.
Mm-hmm.
Here two arguments, username, password. Here we should have must have two arguments, 2 by 2 matrix. Otherwise it will fail. Suppose if I run it directly, we can run it or from the TestNG file also. Right now, how many times it will execute? 3 times.
2 times. Okay.
How many rows are there? 3 rows. So 3 times it will execute. Login with the 3 different credentials. If we give 100 rows means it will get 100. Tomorrow we will store the data. We want to test 100 credentials. We will keep in the Excel. We will read data from the Excel and will create a two-dimensional object and will provide data to that we will learn later. Okay, fine. This is data provider. Yes, data driven testing. Mostly we will use for data driven. Same functionality with different sets of data. Data will change, but functionality will be same.
Mm.
If we have a scenario like this, we can use the data provider concept.
Mm.
Now, we can create this data provider. Currently, we have created in the same class.
Same class. Okay.
Right? We can create anyway. I can create another class, data providers. All right, I can copy all the data providers in one class.
Mm.
That I can create here. Now I have to tell here class name. Data provider class.
Class name. Okay.
Additional. If it is in same class, we don't require.
Mm.
But if it is in different class, we have to tell from which class I have to take. From this data provider class, take the login data provider.
Okay.
If it is in same class or parent class, we don't need to mention. If it is in same class or parent class, it will take automatically. But if it is in separate class, we have to mention from which class I have to take.
Okay.
We have to tell, take from this class with the name login.
Okay. Okay.
Like this, we can. One more. So, in the groups only, the groups we can have. We have given this like this. Okay. That will run only smoke related. Now groups we can given inside a test tag also.
Okay.
If I give here, it will applicable to all the
All tests.
tests.
Of all methods.
If I give inside means it is belongs to only this particular test. Let me see here. I can give regression means it will applicable to all. For login, only I want to run small. But is it working like that? Login. No. There only one is not is there, but it executed all regression. Alright, it is taking priority.
Okay. Global one is taken.
Or remove this. There we have given smoke, so only smoke is rendered. For this, we don't have any restriction. So it is executed out. Here we have only smoke given. If we are giving global, it is overriding. Reverse way, it is the parameters. It is overriding with the local one.
Local one.
But it is taking a global one is a priority.
Okay.
Regression is taking priority. Right, fine. These are the different topics we have in the TestNG. Right, mostly all are interview question they may ask. One is a XML file format. Right, they can ask, can you explain the what are the different tags in the XML? Right, we can explain suit tag. Suit will have some name. Then test will have some name. Classes. And inside classes, we have class. If they will ask, if is there anything inside class, we can have methods and include.
Okay.
Right. Like this, we can have suit, test, classes, class, methods, include. All right, there is a one more thing we can run in the parallel. So far we have run sequentially. That means if I execute one by one, it will execute. Right, if I want to execute in parallel, suppose I want to execute 10 cases in parallel to test that one. And the suite level, I have to give there are tags here a parallel. One there are multiple values methods tests. We can pass methods or tests. We'll see first methods. Then how many threads I want to execute. Suppose if I run like this, right, it will execute. Suppose 100 test cases are there. 100 threads will open at a time. But here we cannot say in Selenium if you open what will happen, our system will struck. 100 browsers at a time it will open. Right, what will happen? Our RAM based on our RAM and memory capacity, it will take. If you open more than 2 in our local systems, more than 2 or 3, our system will hang. So I have to control how many threads I want to run parallel. So I have to give there is a thread count. Thread type power equal to that's if I run this, we cannot see. It will run very fastly because these are all very simple test cases. We cannot see what will happen in the first test case. It will take. It will execute 2 threads. Suppose I have 3 tests. First it will execute 2. Next it will take 1. Then it's completed. Then again second one. It will execute two test cases. Currently it has only 1. It will execute only.
Okay.
Right, in Selenium we can see clearly. Here we cannot observe very fastly it is executed. Suppose if I want to maybe fix reference, I will keep 1000 times. Now run it again. See, it is executed to before test 2 started at a time. 2 are done. Login 1 and 2. Then again 3 is completed. Then again first one how it will execute? First it will take from here. It will execute two threads. First 2 executed. Remaining only 1 is there. Right, first these 2 will execute. Then only 1 is there. This one will execute. Now come to second module. It has only 1. We have given 2, but still we have only 1. It will execute only 1. Again, third one has only 1. It will execute 1. Suppose 10 test cases are there. 2 execute.
It's 5 times. Okay.
That means at a time 2 test cases will execute. Right. So that what will happen? We can execute within a less time more test cases. Right. We can give either 2 thread, 3 thread, 4 thread based on our resource capacity. Our RAM and memory capacity. Based on that, we have to give. That's here one more thing we can pass tests. Suppose if I give,
Test.
what will happen? I have given 2. It will take 1 from here. It will take 1 from here.
Okay.
One test case from here, one test case from here. That means a module level parallel testing. That means from each module it will take 1.
And it's based on the priority, right?
No, priority if you have, it will take based on the priority. If you don't have any priority, it will take alphabetical order and it will execute. First, it will take from 1 from here, 1 from here. It will run. Again, it will take 1 from here, 1 from here. Once this set is completed, next it will go to next set. Suppose if I run it. Right, 2 test cases. Login 1, login 2. We cannot observe it. Login 1, admin.
Test.
Right, from here 1 it takes. Again, only login 2. Because admin don't have anything, only login is pending now. One is it took login 2 method, then login 3 method. Where it is, those are somewhere in top. Here. That's it. Right, once this module is login, one test case admin is done, admin completed. Then again login, then user. Login and user.
Okay.
Then it is also done. Only one test case is there. Here only is done. And one more test is pending. It will execute last login 3.
Okay.
The test means it will take 1 from here, 1 from here. Suppose if I give 3, what will happen? It will take 1 from here, 1 from here, 1 from here. Right. That means module wise parallel, individual module sequential. Right. From here 1, here 1, here 1, it will be. Suppose I have only one test case. If we do like this, it will not work. Because we have given parallel tests. Only one test is there. There is no other test to execute parallel. There is no meaning of it.
Okay.
That it will execute sequential only. Suppose if we have methods, then it will execute as parallel.
Okay.
But in Selenium, we'll see those things, we'll understand more. Anything pending? Yes, mostly we shall come up. Okay, fine. Mostly we have covered. In interview questions means first thing is they will ask what is the structure of TestNG file. One thing they can ask. And one more thing, order of the annotations. How the test cases will execute if we have multiple annotations. And then priority. You can get on priorities. And then data providers. You can get a data provider. They may ask to write down the code. Some people will ask write down the code.